Nancy Wake, the White Mouse, one of World War II's most ruthless Nazi slayer and Aussie legend.
Come here, you dirty bastard. Right then, you silly bugger. You Nazi scum are no better than roadkill.
Running away from her homestead of Australia in 1932, after gaining enough money from working as a nurse, she left for Europe. Years after settling in Paris, though, World War II had started. She began to become aware of the persecution of Jews throughout Europe and followed anti-Semitic acts closely. During this time, the persecution of Jews in her home country became more prevalent. Nancy was and forever will be a nurse, one who protects those in need regardless of their beliefs, race, or religion. She knew she needed to do what was right and contribute to the war effort. Nancy and her husband assisted in the escape of many Allied servicemen and Jewish refugees during the war. Because of these actions, she grew fearful of her own capture. As of such, she was imprisoned for a short time due to suspected relations with Jewish refugees. Luckily, after her release, she fled to England in 1943. Her disdain for Nazis grew, and she began working with the fledgling resistance before moving to the French section of the Special Operations Executive, or SOE. At the time, being a female spy was rather uncommon. One of her most famous operations was in 1944, involving two team members, Henry Tardevart and an unimportant radio operator. The team parachuted into the Auvergne province, where Nancy got stuck in a tree. While attempting to untangle herself, Henry remarked,
"I hope that all the trees in France bear such beautiful fruit this year."
Don't give me that French shit.
After freeing herself, Nancy continued the operation. Her role was to pinpoint locations for materials and money to be dropped when the 20th Gepard began the liberation of a small town in France. The hard work invested in this operation was ultimately futile. Although they launched the attack on May 20th, a German counterattack on the resistance base forced them to retreat on June 20th. Nancy grew more and more frustrated about the progress and success of her team's resistance movement. After being forced to travel 150 kilometers to Saint-Certain, she reached boiling point. Luckily, Nancy would soon get her revenge when raiding a sizable Nazi outpost located nearby. Viewers be warned, what we're going to get into is pretty violent. But it is Nazis being killed, so who gives a toss? After sneaking in and executing many Nazi soldiers, Nancy and her team came to a room that was full of them. The team needed to take hold of that room as it was a broadcasting station and held an alarm to the whole facility. The element of surprise was important. So smashing down the door and showering the guards in gunfire, Nancy noticed one soldier running for the alarm. Look, Nancy was a nurse. She took an oath to do no harm to any person, to save and show mercy to the patients she worked on to the bittersweet end. But these Nazis were no people. With that done, the base was liberated and forces from Special Operations came to secure the area. At the time, Nancy's reputation as the White Rabbit struck fear into Nazis' hearts and was placed on the Gestapo's most wanted list. She was a great example of a badass diva who did what she had to do for the benefit of others. She proved that women could kick ass as well as the men. Nancy's legacy has been documented many times, with biographies and films representing her life in captivating ways, much like this one. These publications revealed her true personality, how she took control of every room and the way she interacted with others. She had a soft, caring side and wasn't all about kill, murder, stab. Like when she found out about her husband's execution. From that point onward, she never forgot, forgave, or remarried. She even hung up a photograph of him above her bed. To end it off, I'll give you one of Nancy Wake's greatest quotes.
In my opinion, the only good German was a dead German. And the deader, the better. I killed a lot of Germans, and I'm only sorry that I didn't kill more.